everyone. This is our podcast, and I am Samuel, your host, and our other host is here, Tim.
Hey guys, how you doing?
There's no one to reply, Tim. Okay.
I know, I don't know why I'm saying that.
Right, we're
This is
still trying to get used
ridiculous.
to this. Okay, we're still trying to get used to this podcast.
It's a completely new endeavor. We're
Brand
just not
new.
good at podcasting yet.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the idea, though, isn't it? That we want to get better at podcasting. We want to get better at talking, public speaking, I guess. It is a form of public speaking. It's just,
I think, yeah, it is, and I think as well, you kind of realize how badly you sort of put a sentence together until you
Yeah.
realize you're being recorded. You're
Yeah.
like, oh crap, how do I put this word in front of that? Because you
Exactly,
always
yeah.
say ums and you always say this. You know, you always have
Yeah.
pauses in your sentence.
It's true. Man, how many people would have clicked off on that intro? How was that?
It's so true, isn't it? Yeah. So, what we thought we'd talk about on our first podcast, Samuel and Tim, we thought we'd talk about why we're doing a podcast. I mean, that's pretty ironic or something, right?
It is, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of just an introduction, isn't it? I guess talking to us and getting to know who we are, what we like, what we dislike.
Two people who are watching this. If
I
that...
know, yeah. Okay.
It's funny because as our mate Zach actually sort of said something about podcasts, and we were kind of thinking, me and Tim were kind of thinking, you know what? That's a really good idea. We should do something like that.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're not telling anyone. We don't want any of our family or anything to know. But yeah.
So,
and Tim
'cause we're
actually bought a brand new headset just for this.
just for
podcast,
this.
didn't
I'm so invested right now. But it's like, yeah. I mean, we I'd say we're pretty private guys. Like we've got private social medias and stuff like that. But so like doing this is actually quite nerve-wracking, isn't it? Like,
It
you know,
is.
putting ourselves out there and talking to people about our thoughts and our feelings.
And because we're so like private, really, that's
Yeah.
why we're not showing our faces. Just because, like, I don't know,
I mean,
you don't really need to see our faces.
it's
do
great,
you?
really. So people are going to be so confused. Like, what the hell is this podcast even about?
It's about podcasting.
We're just every single episode is going to be talking about podcasting. That's what it's going to be.
We think we're going to be talking about amazing things like Morse code, Source Code, the movie we watched the other day.
We did watch
But no, it's just
Source Code.
Yeah, we did, and it's not. It's just going to be about talking about
No,
our
it's
podcast
just
for like
every single episode. But yeah, I think podcasts are amazing though. Like I need to listen to more podcasts.
I do. I only listen to
Okay.
like a few, and I never stick with one person
No.
because I just kind of get bored. To be
Yeah,
honest.
exactly. Yeah.
Because they only talk about one thing, or they talk about I don't know, and they're boring or something.
Yeah. So please stick with us if you're listening. We really
Yeah.
want you to enjoy this podcast.
We'd really appreciate it, and
Even if you find us annoying right now, you'll get to know us, and we'll be your
Yeah.
best friends.
and I'm sure any podcast etiquette we don't have now, we will develop it. We assure you that, because
Yes.
we're going to be doing it like once every week.
Yeah, we'll try to do once a
Hopefully.
week, but
Yeah.
you know, we're not too strict with it or anything like that. It's
No,
not the Joe Rogan experience, so we're not going crazy with it. Yeah.
We're surpassing him soon, though, Tim. Don't worry
Yeah,
about that.
that's it.
Yeah.
Bigger than Joe Rogan. Let's do it.
Easy. That's the easy first time. You know what you say?
I mean, I'm
to
only
set
saying
goals
Joe.
first.
I'm only saying Joe Rogan because that's the only podcast I actually know.
Oh, that's funny. I think like the highest comedy podcast is called Happy Hour.
Right.
I've listened to a few of them, but I didn't really stick with it because a lot of the hosts kind of changed. Like you get a different host, and over a few years, they've had like 5 different co-hosts.
Oh, really?
And stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they either got like into an argument, or they wanted to do their own thing.
Oh my days.
Want to stick. Yeah.
Wow.
So let's hope me and you are still in one piece by a month.
Oh yeah, flipping heck. We'll be the next Ant and Dec. We won't. We're really not that funny.
No,
we're really not that. Literally, you've got so many people are going to be. Well, whoever's listening, I don't know why I'm saying so many people. Whoever's going to be listening to this is going to be like, "What is their sense of humor?" They're laughing at everything, which we do.
Everything.
We do laugh
it's
at
a nervous. This kind of a nervous laughter. I think.
Yeah.
We said we weren't going to be nervous and just talk to each other, but maybe
it is still quite a scary thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because,
but
like we say, me and Tim, we don't ever post ourselves on. Our social medias are all private. We never actually follow people we don't know, sort of thing. We're quite reserved, really.
Yeah, pretty reserved.
Yeah.
I prefer one-on-one contact with people.
Yeah.
rather than like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't like really posting myself to everyone for everyone to see, to be honest.
Well, I think this is why a podcast is such a good idea, because
Mm,
me and Tim kind of thought it'd just be a good thing to do, like hobby wise, and we
mm.
thought it'd be something. It's just we're still having a conversation. It's not like we're going out trying to meet a million new people or get famous.
Exactly,
It's
yeah.
just literally talking to each other and
Just
posting
have,
it online.
just
That's
having a
it.
natter. Why not? Because we have
Yeah,
some pretty weird conversations. I mean, any two friends would say that, but like we really do have some weird,
really weird. And it
super
might
weird
take a
conversations.
while to actually say the stuff we say
It's true,
onto a podcast.
yeah. But you know,
We'll get used to it.
we will. But I think podcasts are great. I was going to mention it before, but yeah, podcasts like because when I was saying this to you the other day, when I thought when you're reading stuff, you have to be completely 100% invested in that
Mhm.
book at that moment. Like you can be listening to music, but not like songs or anything. You can be listening to like some piano pieces or something. I don't know. But even that can sometimes distract me when I'm reading. But
Yeah,
like
yeah,
podcasts, you can be doing like you can be doing your work and listening to podcasts at the same time. It's good for multitasking, really.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
if you're just wanting to be a little bit entertained while you're like, I don't know what people are going to be doing listening to this podcast, maybe running, cycling, doing the work, mowing the lawn. I don't know, stuff like
I
that.
mean that's the thing. I do literally all those things.
Yeah.
At my jobs, I listen to podcasts. Random ones I've never heard before. I just
Hmm.
listen to them. Sometimes when I'm bored, I listen to them. It's just something to listen to, isn't it? And
Exactly.
you can learn productive things from it, or have a good time just from having it sat there,
That's
or
it.
while you're working.
Yeah.
I think it's a big thing that's growing. As opposed to just listening to
Hmm.
music, people like
Hmm.
listening to actual podcasts now.
Exactly. Yeah. And when you want to learn from some sort of expert, there's so many interviews as podcasts, but rather than like a YouTube videos where like 10-minute interview or something on the TV, it's like a 2 hour full on interview. And you really get to know what kind of
Mm.
like experience this person's had, which is so interesting. I love that. It's great.
It is. One of the times I listened to a podcast was the Happy Hour one again. It was
Hmm.
this guy who he's like, have you ever heard of the TV program called Hunted? I've not watched it,
Yes.
but
Yeah, I've heard of that.
have you?
I've
Well,
not watched it either, but yeah, I've heard of it.
it's something to do with like, honestly, I'm probably going to get this totally wrong, but it's something to do with like this guy um, has to track down these criminals, not actual criminals, but they get 100 grand
The
if they don't
contestants,
find
yeah.
them within like 3 days or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And
just contestants like normal people, aren't they?
yeah, yeah, but they're
Just go
acting
on the
as
run. Yeah.
criminals, and there's like a hit squad to try and find them, sort
Hmm.
of thing.
What I
And
don't get
he
though
was
for
he was
that.
being interviewed, right? And
Yeah,
what's
okay.
really cool is he actually was a detective in real life and went to some crazy places. And where you got an undercover bad guy who's not
Hmm.
actually a bad guy, he's a police officer. He went into like really high places, like mafia style, and it was really scary situations where he saw murders and everything. So the
Oh my
actual
days.
same guy who's tracking these bad guys down for the 100 grand, obviously not bad guys, he's done all that sort of stuff before.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That is cool. The only thing I've seen, I saw like one scene from that show, and it's like, oh man, it's so reality show though. Like it's
Is
so
it
it's
right?
like because they have like the cameramen go with the contestants like criminals and film
Right.
the time. So it's like it's not obviously true at all,
Yeah.
but it would
Yeah.
actually be really cool to do something like that. I'd love to try
If they
it.
had a body cam, or they had to let's say they had to film 10 minutes themselves
Yeah,
every day, that'd be
yeah, yeah,
better.
yeah. Body cam would
But
be good
body cam would be
because
good.
then you just pick up everything.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty mint. But
At
yeah,
the same time, though, it's almost like it wouldn't be very entertaining because you wouldn't really see what's going on.
it's true. It's
Yeah.
just more realistic, which I think I tend to look for more realism in a lot of stuff than
Yeah.
rather than just being entertained by it. I just
It's
look for
tr-
it being realistic.
it is true in it. Like me and Tim like watching films that like Interstellar.
Mhm.
It's actually kind of the concept of a lot of it's real, and that's why we love that film, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like the
Like
the
the
black
science of
hole
it is actually
is
realistic. Yeah,
exactly, and like the water planet where you're on it for every second is 1.25 seconds is a day on Earth. Like that's
yeah,
actually real
yeah.
on another planet somewhere.
So crazy.
Yeah,
It's
but we
amazing.
watched Source Code the other day, like you said.
What did you
Literally,
think? What did you actually think of that? Because I didn't actually get your opinion
I
properly on
mean,
it.
it was good. I really like the concept, but it
Mm,
was so fictional.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
That was the only thing I didn't like. Like
yeah.
the source code idea was cool, but the ending kind
Hmm.
of ruined it for me. I think the fact how it was actually real life at the end. Spoiler alert, by the way. Yeah,
Spoilers.
he
Yeah, like
actually.
parallel universes and stuff. I mean, it's a cool concept, but yeah, it's not
Because
realistic.
it was like a time machine, but only if he succeeded did the time machine work, if that makes sense.
Mm. Well, I
If
guess
only if he survived.
every single one of those times that he went back on that train, like every single time he went back and the explosion happened, the explosion would have happened in that parallel universe, and then time would have
Yep,
continued, right?
yep.
Something like that. But yeah,
But one
it was
thing that didn't make
strange.
sense to me in that film was the fact how, you know, like he actually saved everyone on that train
Uh-huh.
and he was living his life with that girl.
Yeah.
Why was he still in that box with half his body blown up?
Yeah, it's just yeah.
That didn't make
I
any
mean,
sense to me.
when
He
you break
shouldn't
it
have
down, it
been
doesn't make
there.
sense.
No, he
Because he
shouldn't have
got
been in
killed.
that box.
Because he died, didn't
Exactly.
he? So
Yeah. But how
his
come
consciousness
he's living
somehow
that
got
life
projected
into
onto
another
another.
human being? Yeah, what if he got into another human being?
Like that guy that he was he took the body of, that Sean. Was it Sean? Something like
Yeah,
that.
Sean, yeah.
But like he's like, where on earth did he go in that last
I know.
image?
Did he just disappear? Like, imagine he'd have to have a new family with relatives he doesn't know. He'd have to get them to know him all again, wouldn't it? You know, the guy who took Sean's body.
Yeah.
He'd have to get to know his whole family
Because
because he doesn't know him.
he became Sean, didn't he?
Yeah.
He actually did die in all realities. He actually did die, but then
He
he just
actually
became
did
Sean.
die.
It's a
So
weird
his
concept.
consciousness kind of went into another human and he
Hmm.
lived that human, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
This is so confusing for any listeners that haven't actually seen the movie. So apologies for that.
Yeah, it's true. I didn't actually think about that, but it's true. You should
Yeah.
give it a watch. It is a good film. Jake Gyllenhaal, he's a good
Jake
actor.
Gyllenhaal, brilliant,
Yeah.
awesome.
Tim's like obsessed with Jake Gyllenhaal. You really like Jake, don't you?
He-
You
Uh,
do. You love
uh,
his acting. You love his
uh,
films.
I mean, you just pretty much said the exact same thing there. His acting, his films, his yeah, he's my favorite actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's my favorite actor. He's pretty mint.
Is he actually your favorite? I didn't know that.
Probably. I don't. I can't think of anyone else that would be. So yeah.
He can just play any part.
You know my least favorite actor,
Who?
Brad Pitt.
Really?
He's so terrible. And
Wait, what films is he, what
I
is
mean,
films is he in?
he's been in loads of amazing films, but
I'm
I don't
googling
know.
some of the films he's been in.
He
Uh,
just doesn't seem like he can actually
act.
act unless it's like a really good act that he's acting so hard that it looks like he's not that he's can't act. You know.
Yeah,
Like remember
I'm just googling now, like what films he's been in.
like remember that one
Yeah,
episode.
I don't like him. I think he's my Moneyball. He was so cheesy in that.
Mm.
Oh, so cheesy. Don't watch that film.
Remember that one episode in Friends where Brad Pitt does like a guest star thingy. Do you remember
No,
that? There was an
no.
episode where he was Rachel's ex-boyfriend and he was like really
Oh
fat.
yeah,
Yeah. He
yeah.
was so cheesy in that. Oh my days.
He's probably the cheesiest actor actually. Yeah, and he's not a good actor. He's just
Mm.
good looking. But
Hmm.
because he's been in these films where he's been dead cheesy, he's not good looking to me anymore. He's just a cheese ball.
Cheeseball. Yeah.
He's a cheese ball, isn't
But it's like have you seen there's a new film that he was in. I think it was last year. You know Ad Astra. Have you heard of Ad Astra?
No?
That was a strange film. That was a really strange film.
What's it about?
It was like set in the future, and again, I feel like it was because it didn't really feel very realistic. He was like some sort of astronaut guy, like a captain astronaut person, and his father had gone on a mission like years before in Neptune, and they're in his father's like crew, like sort of something happened to him, and his father was like trying to make contact with him, and he had to end up he was like hopping from like the moon to Mars and then all the way over to Neptune to try and find his father. But it was like, I mean, I love the cinematography in it
Mm-hmm.
and the directing and everything, but he was just so bland in that. It was literally
Oh.
the most boring like performance ever.
So, see, this is the film, isn't it? This is the thing. The fact how you can get such an amazing cinematography,
Yeah.
cool, awesome directors, but if you get the wrong guy,
Mm.
you ruined the whole film.
I mean, it was the same cinematographer that Christopher Nolan uses, Hoyte van
Really?
Hoytema, and he's like,
No
oh,
way.
he's awesome. It was a beautiful film to watch, but just his
Yeah.
acting was just like, And I guess the storyline was pretty naff as well. So
And how new is this?
I think it was 2019, or it might be 20.
Okay.
I'll have a look. I'd watch it just for the sake of cringe.
Saying it's a cheeseball.
So yeah, just roasting Brad Pitt. Sorry, Brad Pitt, if you ever end up watching this. Yeah.
Sorry, you're just not my favorite actor. That's all.
Yeah.
It's not like you're bad because obviously you're rich. So
Yeah. I mean,
you're more successful than us.
exactly. We're just doing a podcast, and on our very first episode, just roasting like actors.
Roasting other people's success.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It says it was 2019. I'd give it a go, just for the sake of why not.
I might love that film. Who knows? I might really like his acting.
It's true.
From what you said, he just sounds bland, not cheesy. Because I just don't like his cheese.
Yeah. I don't think. No. To be fair, I don't think he was cheesy, and I guess it kind of was the character he always like had a really low heartbeat, like, and he was always like really relaxed in all sorts of situations. Like he never got scared of anything, and that was so. And he was like just super, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, he was really relaxed all the time, really serious. So I guess that was kind of it. But he was like just no emotion at all. It was a bit.
Yeah.
You didn't really feel for him. Oops.
Right. Yeah, it's true. I think the biggest thing of the film is getting emotions involved, whether it's comedy, because obviously you're getting your humor involved. If it's romance, you're getting sadness and romance involved.
Yeah, hopefully not just sadness.
Well, that's what most of these flipping films are.
They
There's
all
hardly any
break
romance
up and
in
they
them.
all die.
That's basically Romeo and Juliet, right?
It's true. Oh my days! Have you seen the Leonardo DiCaprio version?
No, I've not even watched Romeo and Juliet. I just know the story of it.
We should watch that. It's actually quite good.
Is it?
I liked that. Yeah.
There's so many films I've not watched that you've said to watch. Like, was it Princess Bride? Did you say? What was it?
Oh, The Princess Bride is amazing. I love that film. Honestly, like me and Sam watched Blues Brothers together when we were on holiday once, and it was like I didn't really think it was going to be that good. I just thought it was going to be sort of like verbal humor, and just sort of thought, oh, it's going to be like, just and I didn't really feel like it. But we watched it, and like the first scene, I was just losing my mind. It was so great.
Honestly,
I loved it.
I keep trying to convince my friends. You know what? A mint film is the Blues Brothers, and they won't watch it because they just think, oh, it looks rubbish. These two guys with sunglasses. But when you watched it, Tim, didn't you love it?
It was amazing. Yeah,
it's one of the best comedy films, I think. It's brilliant.
And it's like it just seems like the story of it. Oh, it's just about two guys who try to get a band back together. That sounds like such a boring story, but it's so good. We got to get the band back together.
Yeah, like
on a mission from God.
I kept referencing to Tim all these Blues Brothers things. I kept saying, I'm on a mission from God, and I'm saying, get the band back together, man. And he was like, sounds all right. And I was trying to sell the film to him. And until you watch it, you don't get the vibe, do you?
It's true. You
need the vibe.
You can't even tell them like some of the scenes, like with the cars flying all over the place and stuff. You can't even explain that without it sounding like just really cheesy.
It just sounds cheesy, but it's hilarious.
It is cheesy, but great.
It's a good cheese. It's like having a nice brie or something, even though I don't like cheese.
Yeah.
By the way.
So why would you say brie if you don't like cheese?
People always say, "Ooh, a nice brie."
A nice brie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, I'd say The Princess Bride is kind of the similar sort of humor to Blues Brothers. It's pretty mint. Yeah.
Is it?
Definitely watch it. And it's like it's got so many classic quotes that you'll probably have already heard. Like I was saying to you before, like at the end of it, my name is Indigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepare to die. It's so good, man.
I've seen so many memes about that scene.
It's like before I watched The Princess Bride, I didn't actually know anything about it. I'd only heard of that scene, and I thought it was like a really serious film about a guy getting revenge for his father's death. But that's like one of the tiny stories, and there's literally so many stories in it. It's mental. But yeah, it's basically this granddad is telling his son.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a spoiler. This is what happens right at the start.
Spoiler. Okay.
No, it's his a grandfather, like now modern times, is telling his son a bedtime story, and then he tells the story of The Princess Bride. So every now and again, his voice like comes through as the narrator and everything. It's pretty cool. It's really nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good film. We've been wanting to watch it with our friends, haven't
Mhm.
we? I kind of said the other night, "Do you want to watch that?" And I was kind of thinking to myself, "Nah," because we said we'd watch it with all of us,
Yeah.
not just us two. But
Yeah.
things like Source Code and what's that other one we watched by ourselves?
The Prestige.
That The Prestige.
It's
We said
really
we are
good.
going to
That
watch that with all of them, but I feel like they wouldn't have bothered.
wouldn't
That's
have
what you said anyway.
appreciated it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got such a massive list because basically we've started. Basically we've just started been doing these Zooms with our friends during lockdown,
Yep.
and just been watching movies with them and just chilling. And it's been really nice, actually, hasn't it?
Mm,
Like using Netflix Party and Amazon Party and stuff like that. It's actually really, really good. I really like it
it is
because
good.
I always like watching films with people. So actually, because we throughout lockdown, like this is December now, and so we haven't actually done that much sort of on Zoom with people
Mm,
that we should have done. But
yeah.
now that we've started watching films and stuff, I really like it.
I like it. We're doing one almost every week, aren't we?
Something like that, yeah,
Yeah.
usually, which is
Pretty
really
awesome.
nice. But we've got like a huge list. Like we wrote out a massive list of things to do and both movies to watch as well. So it's like endless. It's crazy.
We've got things that we want to do on Zoom. We've got things we want to do in real life when lockdown's over. We've
Yeah,
got holidays we want to go on.
yeah, exactly.
We've got planned of what sort of theatres we want to watch, theatre
hmm
plays.
hmm
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it, man. You realise how much you didn't do when you had all the time.
It's true.
You had all that
Oh
time.
man,
Why did
we
we
just
just?
didn't.
Because my biggest excuse was, oh, it's cost money. I
hmm
can just stay in and keep money, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't live. So
Exactly.
what's the life that you live in if you're just saving? Obviously, there's a point where, yeah, don't spend so much money on drinks or food when you're out. It's too much, isn't it?
hmm
That's where all your money kind of goes. But if it's to do things or see things,
Yeah. Buy
living your life,
experiences.
exactly. Buy memories.
Oh, very, very
Oh,
poetic.
very
Nice.
poetic. Yes.
But yeah, I
Money buy
just
can't buy happiness, but it can buy memories.
kind of true. Yeah. It's like man. I just wish we had done more. And I was looking and I was talking to one of our friends who was saying that and he was the person I'd least expect who'd want to do it, but he said he really wanted to go to an orchestra and watch a concert at an orchestra.
Really?
And it was like, and I was like, right, okay. And this was like sort of before lockdown, and I said, oh yeah, we should do that, we should do that. And then I was texting him during lockdown. He's still saying he wanted to, and so I was looking him up, and basically in Manchester, there's the Bridgewater Hall, which is like an orchestra house. I don't know what you call it, orchestra theatre
I
hall
don't know what you call it.
thing.
Yeah.
Bridgewater, I don't know. Anyway, but the Halle Orchestra, they do like loads of shows and stuff there, and they're really really good.
Mm,
Um, but basically, you go on their website or the Bridgewater Hall website, and it's so cheap to get, and it's really sad actually because people don't really appreciate it that much. But
mm,
I've been to one orchestra concert and I loved it. Like it was just
yeah.
so amazing to watch and everything. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. It was
Hmm.
great, but but yeah, it's like 14. It's from £14.50,
So
so,
cheap.
which is like you might get sat behind a pillar, so you can't actually see anything.
Oh, right.
But like, yeah, it's
Right.
pretty cheap. But then anyone, right? This is what's
Mhm.
weird. Anyone under 30 gets a 15% discount just because you're under 30.
Really? So you're
Yeah,
trying to get young people to like it again or something?
exactly. Yeah,
I mean, that's the way forward, isn't it?
but it's
So
like
the old people are gonna die.
it just seemed. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's just like I guess because it's a dying industry. It's quite sad really that people
Mm,
don't appreciate it and just go to the movies or things. But that's actually
yeah.
so much fun, and it's not far from the train station, so it wouldn't be too bad to go on like a Sunday.
Mm,
I think that on Sundays it had it at like Sunday nights at 4 p.m. So you'd watch like someone's concerto or whatever, Mozart's
yeah.
77th. I don't know, but like yeah, you'd watch that and it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, something like
Oh,
that. And then
so you're
you just
getting a
go to
lot
the
for your
movies.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, the
pretty
thing
mint.
is, right, is what I love listening to classical pieces anyway.
Yeah.
It's like one of the genres I listen to.
Mhm.
Um, I tell you what, right? There's this one that my dad's always listened to, and it's because our great granddad used to listen to it all the time on vinyl,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And we love it. It's Concerto de Irangeres, right? Like the actual whole thing, and
Mhm.
it's a 3-part series of songs,
Wow.
and it's about an hour and a half, or something I can't remember.
Wow.
And what's it called now? But it's it's one of those orchestras that doesn't have the piano as the main thing; it has the classical guitar as the main thing.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's
awesome.
cool.
It's awesome because you think mainly the pianos aren't they the main
Mm.
instrument,
So is it like
but
Spanish
this
style, or is it?
it's
Does
like
it sound
Spanish style. Yeah, it's
classic?
kind of
Right.
it's very classical. It is very classical, a hint of Spanish, I guess. I don't know,
Mm.
but Concerto de Irangeres. Yeah, I've always
Wow.
wanted to see that one
I mean,
by Joaquin Rodrigo.
yeah, that sounds very Spanish to me.
It's great. You
Yeah,
should
I'll have to listen to that. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. It's
you
very
know,
long though.
mm,
Yeah.
I came across an album the other day on YouTube, which has been popping up recently, and everyone's like going mental about it. And it's kind of recent that people are sort of mentioning it. But it's called Everywhere at the End of Time, right? And it's a 6 hour album, and it's all on YouTube, right?
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
entire thing of one video is 6 hours, and you just listen to the entire thing.
Seriously.
But, and it's got like 6 sections to it as well. So it's pretty much like 6 albums put
Mhm.
together.
Right.
But basically what it is it's a musical sort of artistic interpretation of what it's like to have dementia. It's
Uh-huh.
like, and I started listening to it, and I was listening to it while I was doing work, and the beginning sort of section of it is really nice. It's like some awesome like 30s 40s style music and stuff, but then it starts getting like warped and a bit like strange and stuff. And then I was scrolling through comments and stuff, and people were like saying, "Oh, listen to the first of it. Oh, nice 40s music and stuff." Get to 2 hours in, and they're like, "Oh no, I want to get off this ride right now." And I was like, "What?" So I clicked on it. Genuinely, it's terrifying, and I don't know how, because it's like the music's still there, but like super confused, and it's like, and it's just the way that that sort of conveys what having dementia or Alzheimer's is like
Wow.
is so amazing. And like I haven't listened to all of it yet, but like people have listened to the entire 6 hours like straight through, and it's
Mhm.
proper mess with the heads. Not like
Flipping heck.
properly, but like
Yeah,
they've got
yeah,
like
yeah.
super emotional about it. And because at the end it just like each song just like tends to just like cut off. There doesn't really seem to be any sort of thing.
Mm.
It just cuts off, a little bit of silence, then the next song comes on, and the next song, and the next song, and then there's bits of confusion, and then it goes back to normal again and confusion and stuff, and then by the end it reaches its climax, and then it just cuts off completely, like
Wow.
the end. It's
Flipping
just
heck.
it's so intense. I want to listen to the rest of it. I think I've listened to about 2.5 hours of it so far. So I'm in like
Really?
the pretty freaky part. But I can't listen. I can't like work and listen to that at the same
Yeah,
time. So
yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna have to do to listen to it. Yeah, it's so
So
freaky though.
is it like a dementia sort of awareness thing that they've done?
No,
Because a lot of
it's
albums
just.
like that.
I mean, possibly. It was just this guy who's from England, and he's just an electric musical artist. So he makes it all on like digitally, but it sounds really nice at first. But yeah, I guess it is to sort of raise awareness, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that are listening to it, and a lot of people that are really finding it sort of moving, and it's
Mm.
like it's really crazy. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Man,
I'll try and find the
I
guy that
might give that a listen, but I don't want to get depressed about it, man.
there's actually there's actually a 6 minute version of it where they like condense it, which I mean is still a long song, and
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's like more like 7 minutes, but they've like made a 7 minute version of the entire album,
Right,
so it like quickly goes through everything, and it's that's actually pretty good, and it's like
right.
similar. So I listened to that all the way through, but it doesn't count. It's just a speed run
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the entire thing in it.
I guess you don't get the full like transposition of like going from not dementia to full dementia. You know
Mm,
what I mean? You
mm,
don't get the full thing because it's too quick in it to
it's
actually get
true.
emotional about it.
It's true. Yeah.
Like that's how they do it in films, isn't it? They drag out the emotion and they
Mm,
sustain it and they get you
mm.
thinking about it.
Oh, so that's what it is. Okay. So just to clarify, it's by a guy called The Caretaker, which is an alias for James Leyland Kirby. Um, and yeah, and it's exploring and depicting memory loss and Alzheimer's disease. So it was actually 6 albums released from 2016 to 2019. So the entire thing is a collection comes
Yeah.
together, but they were 6 albums like spread
Right.
out.
That's weird. So,
Mm,
was some of his albums then just weird distorted music?
must have been. It's
That's
with
strange. Who would
like
have listened to that?
made no sense. I know. But now that people can listen to the entire thing, like the full 6 hours,
Mm.
like it's crazy. I don't know how people just find the time to just listen to six. Oh, just started playing in my headphones. Did you hear that?
I could hear a tiny bit of it,
Oh, right, that proper freaked
like
me out. I
so.
didn't know what was going on.
It's
That's
the autoplay on YouTube, innit? Wait, by the way, how does copyright stuff work? Because, like, are we allowed to name, what are we allowed to say? Are we allowed to say films, albums? Because
yeah,
obviously, I'm new to this podcasting.
yeah. We're
We
not like.
can't say companies though, can we? We can't say companies.
I'm pretty sure we can.
I don't think we
Just.
can.
I mean, we're not like sort of um degrading them in any way,
So
or
if we
we're
don't,
not we're
if we
not
don't
stealing,
degrade,
and we're not stealing from their sort of. We're not stealing
yeah,
anything from them. if we
yeah,
if we mention something, then it's fine. I just think we can't like present stuff like we can't listen to stuff like that. All like So
yeah,
I might have shown you the 6 minute version, but that would have been copyright, I reckon. But we
yeah.
can
I
talk
think so
about it.
too. Can we talk about how much we don't like an album?
Oh, why not?
Right.
What's your
So
least favorite album?
Tim sent me this text ages ago.
Did I?
Yeah, this text ages ago, and it was a huge list of albums that everyone should listen to, like
Oh
once
yeah.
at least.
This
And
this
I
wasn't my
tried to
choice, by
find
the
it.
way. This wasn't my choice. It was from a blog
Yeah,
of
yeah, it was from a
things.
blog. So
Yeah.
he kind of forwarded it onto me,
Uh-huh.
and so it had all the names there, and I kind of started going through them one by one about a week ago, and I came to U2. I'd never heard of them. Right? They're
I
like
love you too.
I hate U2, man.
Why do you hate you too?
They're so
I'm not. I'm.
dopey.
I'm not your friend anymore. I'm not your
Yeah,
friend
they're
anymore.
so dopey. They're so, I love you, and they're so like a depressive state of mind.
It's
It's
great.
awful.
It's awesome. Shut up.
I hated
Shut
listening
up.
to it.
It's great.
It's such a weird vibe, man. I don't like that.
No, they're so good.
By the way,
Well, yeah.
for
I thought you
context,
should explain that.
I like old music. I
Mm,
don't like any new music. I don't like. I hardly like any new music, unless it's very sort of,
mm,
like Lord Huron, The Night We Met. I love that song.
yeah.
Unless it's very mellow and slow, I
Hmm.
don't like new music.
Mm,
Just because it's very modern. It's too modernized. I don't know. But yeah, for the context is, I don't know. I just thought they were very dope, and I wanted to be in a good mood that day, so it was kind of like I didn't want to listen to them at all. I
I
listened to
mean,
the whole album as well.
it's good that you actually gave him a chance, though. To be fair,
Yeah, I gave them a chance.
I mean, there was some albums on there that I didn't that like you can appreciate, like for example, Ramones did an album called Ramones, and they were whoa, and they were they were basically like the start of punk rock, and yeah, what songs did they do? The Bilt's Creek Bop or whatever it's called,
No,
something like that. They've done pretty famous songs, like everyone. Like, you probably have heard of them, but yeah.
probably.
So I didn't really enjoy it, but I appreciated that was like the start of
Yeah,
the punk rock era, and they really sort of pioneered that back in the 70s, which is pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. Hey, I tell you, there's this album I listened to on that list again, and it was called "A Love Supreme."
Oh yeah, John
That was good.
Coltrane.
That was good, and it's 4 part in it. It's
It's
literally
pretty
one
long.
element to the other. It is very long, because one of the songs is like 16 minutes or something.
It's crazy, yes.
But I love only one of the songs actually says "A love supreme, a love supreme," and then all the other 3 songs just don't say anything.
Yeah, it was funny because like from the blog that I got all these things from, they kind of put them in order of like genre. So when I was like making the list, I just copied basically what they were saying, but they were doing it in genre style. So all of the like blues stuff and like and the jazz stuff was all in one section, and like I was listening to jazz for like a week solid, and I got sick of it by the end of it. Yeah, I should have like mixed it up a bit, but I was just listening
Yeah.
to them like one after the other. It was, oh my days, no.
Did you appreciate jazz more though? Because I know you didn't really know jazz that much, did you?
um, yeah, I hadn't really listened to much jazz. And then I watched La La Land, and I didn't like La La Land, and that just
Right.
made me dislike jazz even more. But I didn't dislike jazz in the first place. But yeah, I was listening to that and I really liked it. Who was it that was the Dave Brubeck Quartet? Dave Brubeck Quartet. They were good. I liked them. And who
Right.
else was there? Miles Davis, not Miles David. Only Dave.
What's the king? Is it King of Blue or Kind of Blue? I can't. Yeah, Miles David, Kind of Blue. Is it King of Blue or Kind of Blue? Because I
Kind,
feel like
I think it's kind of blue.
yeah, Kind of Blue.
Hmm.
That was really good if you want to listen to what good blues actually sounds like.
Yeah,
He was
he was
great
like
for that.
the one of the he's like so influential for blues. Like I was trying to Google like each of these different artists, so I kind of had a better understanding of them all and stuff. And
Mhm.
he was like massively influential for
Was it?
blues. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, it sounded. If you were to think of blues, that's what you'd think of his music. It was
Hmm.
so perfect. Like he
Hmm.
did so. Because I like sort of old stuff, like I just said. I like
Hmm.
blues, jazz. I like mainly soul. I like soul music,
Yeah, yeah,
old
nice.
50s, 60s sort of vibe. But I listened to uh, what was it? Eagles Hotel California.
Yeah,
That was a good album. I like
I
that.
love that. Like
That was real.
each song is like a different genre in it. It's like none of them are
Yeah,
actually like all the
they're so
same.
different.
It's great. I
Yeah,
love that.
it's brilliant. Like the Hotel California is actually one of their famous songs. It's
Yeah,
like the most
super
famous of
famous.
theirs. Yeah,
Yeah, loads of
it's
people
such a
think
good
that's
track.
like about ghosts and stuff like that, but it's
Is it?
actually it's about because there's like freaky lines about there were voices down the corridor. I probably shouldn't sing that for copyright reasons, but
Oh
like
yeah. There were voices down the
we've got a
what,
there were
Tim?
voices down the something. Um,
There were voices down the washing machine. That's what it was. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
We're not copyrighting. Okay.
yeah, but like but like it's all about like you're not gonna like this now that I explain it, but it's all about when you break up with someone,
Mhm.
all the people who've had their hearts broken go to the Hotel California, and it's like
Yeah.
when you listen to the lyrics of that after knowing the context of it, it's like, oh my goodness, that's a bit sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. When I was actually listening to the lyrics, I was thinking, yeah, this sounds a bit weird,
Mm,
to be honest. Like what he's actually talking about,
mm,
and then it go to dead happy, like, oh, yeah, I can't sing it, but. Da, 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 da.
oh man,
But yeah,
and
what time are we on, man? Because obviously we're trying to track what time because we only have a particular
um,
amount.
I don't think it actually tells me how long we've been recording because we're just
Really?
recording this on Zoom, by the way, for people that are listening. But I think we
Yeah.
started. Did we start at 22?
Roughly, yeah. So it's almost time to end, isn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah, because
But yeah,
we kind of want to put each episode at 45 minutes, roughly,
I
just
mean, it's
because
only been
it's
35 minutes, but
right. So if
either
it's
or, it's
yeah,
fine.
this is what I mean. Like we're not wrapping it up yet. But what I'm saying is, it's like
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll start winding down a little bit.
mm,
A little
yeah,
bit. Yeah, because we're not wanting to do like 2 hour podcasts because it's just us two talking to
no,
each other. So we don't really ever run out of things to talk about. Um, but yeah, we just don't want to like if we had an interview with someone, maybe we would do it longer because
hmm
that'd be quite interesting.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
just for these little conversations and talking a little bit, just saying what's
And
going on.
I
Really,
feel like
45
as
minutes is
well,
good.
a lot of times when I listen to a podcast, I put it on in my car so I can
Hmm.
listen to it while I'm driving to work. And
Yeah.
a lot of podcasts are like 2 hours long, and when I get out, I'm kind of like I want to finish it, and so I've got to put it back on,
Mm-mm.
and I kind of want a 45-minute long podcast.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like
just
it's a really good time.
it's a pretty generic sort of like travel distance that, and it's 45
It
minutes for
is, yeah,
commuting.
for commuting, yeah, like half an hour. Yeah, you could get to work in half an hour, but a lot of people are like half an hour to an hour, so
Mhm.
it is a good time. I feel like,
I think so. Yeah,
yeah,
it's good. So basically, Sam, we're just doing this perfectly, aren't we?
yeah, perfect.
Absolutely
Don't worry,
perfect. Yeah.
perfectly. But yeah, I'm actually enjoying this. I forgot we were doing a podcast.
Mm,
I, I actually forgot.
just having a chat, basically.
Yeah, and
So yeah.
I was gonna say we have this down as a comedy, but
Yeah.
We have to pick a subject, like what we are, like a genre. And I won't say we're just comedy because we're not really laughed that much, have we? We got
I know.
into
Yeah.
albums that we like and albums we dislike.
Yeah. I mean, what else? I guess yeah. It's just a bit pretentious to call ourselves comedians because we're really not. We make we make each other laugh, but that's pretty much it.
That's it, yeah. We're
And
just
yeah,
hoping someone will very slightly find what we say a bit funny.
yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're putting it down as comedy, but
You can't pick
you
more than
let us
one
know if
genre.
there's anything else. I mean, what else could we talk about? I mean, we're not going to say it's educational. We're not going to say,
No,
or you. I
it's
think
not.
you said leisure, but I don't think it really counts as leisure. I don't think it
It's
counts as
not.
leisure, to be honest.
It's just it's something to listen to on the way to work or while you're working, just for that bit of time. What would you call that? Would you call that like
Not a clue.
easy going? If there's
Hmm.
a podcast called Easy Going, I put it in that genre.
Yeah, I guess we're pretty easy to listen to.
It's not like we're doing a serious debate or anything, is it? It's not like we're talking about politics. It's not like
Not
we're
yet.
talking.
Not yet. Anyway, flipping it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man, I actually enjoyed this.
yeah, same. I think it was really. I think that went really well, actually. I
Yeah,
hope I
I
hope
did
people
too.
enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. If not, then come back and listen to our other podcasts because you might enjoy them
Yeah.
a bit better.
I was saying to Tim, his voice is just a selling point. People will listen to
No,
his
it's
voice and be
not.
like, "Yeah, it is, man."
No, it's not.
His voice is just so
I
deep.
always find it really nasally and everything. So I don't really
It's because
like.
it's yourself, though, isn't it?
It's true. Listening
Everyone
back,
has a worse thing of themselves, isn't it? Hey, that's another subject of a podcast to talk about is the psychology of how you view yourself. That'd be pretty good.
I'll have to do some reading on that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be
I
quite
think I think
interesting.
that sounds pretty good.
That's pretty cool. Mint. Nice one.
So are we gonna conclude then, man?
I don't know how to conclude. How do people usually conclude podcasts? They just shake hands and
We'll
leave,
just
don't they?
say, yeah, we'll just say something like, so this was Sam and Tim, your podcasters of today, and hope you enjoyed this. This our very first podcast.
Perfect. Just leave it at that
Yeah,
then.
and we'll see you next week.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.